Hi guys, I'm Monica. Welcome back to my channel Aerogar. In our journey of aerodynamics, we proceed further with the topic called circulation. Circulation is nothing but a fundamental tool which is used to calculate aerodynamic lift. And this tool, it was used by three people independently in separate regions. Uh, the three people were Frederick Lanchester, he used it in England, and then Wilhelm Katta in Germany, and Nikolai Jakowski in Russia. So, what is this circulation about and how it is so important? Without any further delay, let us dive into the video. Let us consider a closed curve, which is our flow field. So, let us consider this is my flow field, and this is the closed curve. Let us name this curve as C. And these are the streamlines through this and above this curve. Now, on this curve, let us consider a line segment which is on the curve. Let us name this line segment as ds, and this would be my velocity vector pointing outwards. Now, if I want to write circulation, let us denote it with a symbol, this, which is known as uppercase gamma. So we can write circulation as negative cyclic integral of V ds. Now observe this formula carefully. What is it that comes to your mind? Have we seen this kind of formula somewhere? So in general terms, if I want to elaborate or define this term circulation, it is nothing but the negative of the line integral of velocity around a closed curve. Also, this circulation is a kinematic property and it depends on two things. What are those two things? One is the velocity of the field, and that is the choice of curve, or whatever curve we choose, wherever we choose the curve. For example, let us consider this whole region. There is a flow happening, correct? So it depends on which region you're going to take consideration. Like this curve, wherever you're going to choose, it depends on that is the value of circulation, depends on that. Now, by mathematical convention, if we look, if we have a positive line integral, then it is said to be counterclockwise. That is, the motion is said to be counterclockwise. And when it comes to aerodynamics, it is convenient to consider positive circulation being clockwise. Correct? So it is vice versa when it comes to mathematics and aerodynamics. Now here we can see a minus sign in our formula. So what does this minus sign define? So this accounts for the positive counterclockwise sense of the integral. Now it is giving me positive counterclockwise sense of the integral. Then what about circulation? The circulation is said to be positive clockwise. So get it very clear over here. The integral is positive counterclockwise and circulation would be positive clockwise. Now, when I say the word circulation, in general terms, that is in general English, the first definition or meaning that comes to your mind is movement in a circle or in some circuit. Correct? But when it comes to defining circulation in terms of aerodynamics, what is circulation? When we say there is circulation in a flow, what does it mean? It simply means that the line integral, this integral is finite. That is, it has some value. What what happens if I say the circulation is equal to 0? We will have a look as we proceed with our video. Now, for example, let us consider an airfoil as we have considered in our many previous examples, correct? So, there is a flow flowing around this airfoil, correct? Now, when we have this flow moving around an airfoil and it is generating lift, correct? So, when the airfoil is generating lift, the circulation what you're going to take around this airfoil, around a closed, if there is any closed curve which is enclosing this airfoil, and you will calculate the circulation, you will get a finite value. But it is not necessary that the fluid elements are moving in a circular fashion around the airfoil. It is just that when you enclose the airfoil with a curve, the value of circulation should be finite. This will indicate that there is circulation in the flow and the airfoil is generating a lift. Now we have one more concept coming up over here, that is about relation of circulation and vorticity. So now let us look how are circulation and vorticity related. Let us consider an open surface which is bounded by a closed curve. So here in this, let us consider a small open surface and let this surface be ds. This surface is bounded by a closed curve, and let us name this curve as, let us consider a point P on the surface, anywhere on the surface, and also it will be anywhere on the curve. At this point P, my velocity is v. Now, if I use Stokes theorem here, let us use Stokes theorem. Many of you might have heard about it in your mathematics. So, how is the Stokes theorem given? If I use this Stokes theorem and I try to write the equation of circulation, what do we know? We know that circulation can be written as VdS, correct? So, can I write circulation as in terms of surface integral? Yes. So, this is what we get when we use the Stokes theorem for circulation. So, which means, as we had looked at the concept of vorticity, based on this equation, can we say that circulation about this curve C is equal to vorticity integrated over any open surface which is enclosed by C? Yes, this is how we can denote. Now this leads to one more conclusion. What is that conclusion or note point? That is, if the flow is irrotational everywhere within the contour of integration, that is, whichever contour or domain that we have considered, if the flow is irrotational everywhere, then what happens to this term? This will become 0, correct? This term becomes 0. And then in turn, what will happen if this term is 0? My circulation becomes 0. So, few minutes ahead, as I had told, what would happen if circulation would become 0? The flow would be considered as irrotational, which means there is no circulation happening in the flow. No rotation is taking place. So, the flow is irrotational. Now, let us assume one thing, that this curve C that we had taken is shrinking to an infinitesimally small size. That is, usually we consider an infinitesimally small fluid element. Similarly, we assume over here that this curve C is shrinking, and let us denote the circulation around this infinitesimally small curve by D uppercase gamma. So what happens when this curve is shrinking? The limit of C has become infinitesimally small, correct? So when I say that, how can we write for the small infinitesimal curve C? So when my curve is shrinking to infinitesimally small curve, this is how I can write down or represent in a mathematical form. So what is ds over here? It is an infinitesimally small area which is enclosed by an infinitesimally small curve ds. And if we want to sketch it, maybe here or maybe here, so this would be my small infinitesimally small area ds. This is your unit vector pointing outwards and the circulation. Correct? Now what does this equation state? It states that at a point P in a flow, the component of vorticity is normal to ds and it is equal to negative of circulation per unit area. That is what we are able to see here. It is negative of circulation per unit area, where the circulation is taken around the boundary of ds. So this was small depiction, mathematical depiction of circulation. As we proceed further in our journey of aerodynamics, we will come to know that how we can use this term circulation mathematically and where we can apply it. So this is all about circulation. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned.